Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm Candy Washington, and this is the Soft Life podcast, where I cannot wait to help you lead a more joyful life. But before we dive into today's episode, which in my opinion is the quickest and easiest way to manifest literally anything you want in your life, before we dive into one of my favorite ways to manifest, be sure to join us on Patreon and also shop our Soft Girl merch and get our free self-love guide. And we have tons of courses down below. We have courses on manifestation, self-love, lifestyle design. And also be sure to subscribe, like, and share. So with that, let's dive into this episode. So first, let's talk about what manifestation is. So to me, manifestation is just to make evident. So whatever it is that you are thinking in your mind, wanting in your mind, you are actually making it evident in your physical reality. That's just what a manifestation is. It is making something evident in the world. You know, sometimes if you're really stressed out, it might manifest as a headache. You know, sometimes if you want more freedom in your life, that freedom might manifest as having more money in your life, right? It's just manifestation is just making something evident. And I think the quickest and the fastest way to do it, and to me the easiest and the most fun, is living in the end. So of course we all know this is from Neville Goddard. He is the godfather of the law of assumption, which is personally how I choose to manifest, is through the law of assumption. And he talks about living in the end. So let's talk about what living in the end actually means. To live in the end just means that in your mind and in your emotions and your feelings, you are living as if, this is also acting as if, you are the version of yourself that already has what you want, that already has your desire. That's all living in the end is. It's not, oh, I want more money, so I'm going to live in the end. I'm going to act as if. I'm going to go max out my credit cards. I want to be in a loving relationship. I'm going to live in the end. I'm going to act as if. I'm going to go, stalk my ex or whatever and like text them 1,000 times because I'm living in the end. Or I'm going to, all of that stuff. No, it's none of that. Living in the end and acting as if has nothing to do with any action. It is 100% a mental and mind game. It is living in your mind as if you are the version of yourself who already has what you want. Let's make this tangible, okay? Well, first, let's talk about a couple of quotes, and then I'm going to give you some tangible, realistic, practical ways to think about living in the end, okay? Now, first, let's get this quote from Neville Goddard. He says, change your conception of yourself, how you think of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Manifest. So change your conception of yourself. That means what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, what's going in your mind, and it will automatically change the world in which you live, meaning it will manifest, it will make itself evident within the world that you live. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself and they will confirm the change. That's why acting as if and living in the end is not about actually doing something physically different. It's about thinking and being, changing the conception who you are of yourself, and then letting it manifest, be made evident in your life through your relationships with people, relationship to self, your abundance, X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. Okay. That's why acting as if is not doing anything physically. Also, and then I'm going to give you the tangible examples. Also, acting as if and living in the end is not being delusional. I hear a lot of people saying, you got to be delusional, get delusional. There's no delusion in it. We're not being crazy. We're not being delusional. We're being intentional. We are intentionally choosing which thoughts we are going to think, what state we are going to be in order to make it evident in our actual lives, in order to manifest it in our actual lives. We're not delusionally thinking that we really have the money and have the relationship, have the body, have the car, have the career that we're manifesting in a detached from reality way. We're not delusional. We're intentionally saying, these are the thoughts I'm choosing to think. These are the feelings I'm choosing to have. This is the state who I'm choosing to be in order to make the money, the relationship, the body, the abundance, the car, whatever the case may be, evident, made manifest in my life. But there is no detachment from actual reality. You should not be delusional. I think also people misspeak when they think you got to get delusional with what you want. It just means dream bigger or think bigger or expand your imagination or get rid of limiting beliefs. But again, it's not delusion. And when you truly are in the knowingness that you can have and be anything you want to do and have to be, there's no feeling of delusion, because delusion means it's out of reach, it's crazy. There's actually a more feeling of like, this is normal. Of course, I'm in a loving relationship. Of course, I'm healthy. Of course, I have the money I want. Of course, my career is booming. Of course it is. That's when you get into the Sabbath state. That's when you get into that calm, letting go state. That's the detached state, not detached from reality, delusional. I mean, detached from the neediness, desperation of it. And I'll do a whole other video on that. But let's now talk about a couple of ways to live in the end that's very practical and very tangible. Because remember, it's literally just thinking the thoughts of the version of you who has what you want. So, say you want to be in a relationship, whether this is with SP, whether this is with a new person, you really want to be in a relationship, but you're currently single or whatever. And you wake up in the morning and your thought is, oh, I really wish I had someone next to me to wake up to. I am so lonely. My bed is so cold. God, I really wish I had someone here next to me. But you know what? It's not working out for me, blah, 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 blah. And then you go off and tell yourself some story about why you're single. Living in the end would look like this. You wake up in the morning, you're still single, and you say to yourself, it's so wonderful waking up to my husband. I am so lucky to have him, and he's so lucky to have me. We have such a beautiful marriage. Or waking up and saying, I love, how warm my girlfriend feels next to me. I love how much we snuggle. I love how attentive and thoughtful and loving she is. I love this relationship. I feel so secure in it, That is what living in the end actually is. Some people will say, put a pillow next to you and pretend like it's your person, or set an extra plate for the person you're manifesting, for dinner, and you're sitting there eating dinner by yourself next to an empty plate. I guess if that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. But for me, that's not it. And not clear a drawer in your closet, make space, make room. Sure. If that's what you want to do, if that gets you in living in the end, knock yourself out. But again, like Neville said, it's not about taking any action in the physical world. It's about living in your mind, living in the end in your mind, And again, you're not delusional. You're not crazy. You're not really thinking that I'm waking up to my husband or my girlfriend or whatever the case may be, and that person's really there. You are intentionally being mindful that you are choosing and selecting the thoughts that reflect the version of yourself that you are becoming. You are acting as if you are that version of yourself. You are living in the end of the wish fulfilled. If my wish is to be happily married, then my thoughts are going to be, wow, I wonder what my husband wants to eat for dinner tonight. I love that my husband is so thoughtful and loving. I bet my husband surprises me with a wonderful gift today. But this is all an inner game. You're not going out in the world and lying to people and saying my husband when you're not married. You're not going out in the world and making up stories to any person outside of yourself about your girlfriend if you're single. It's none of that. Acting as if and living in the end has nothing to do with how you interact with the physical world. Nothing. It is everything to do with how you interact in your own internal mind. Change the concept of yourself mentally, and it will make itself evident in your reality. That is what manifestation is. It's becoming it, thinking it, living in the end of it, and then it will make itself evident. Then it will come out in the world, however it will come. That's why they say don't worry about the how. Because when you're living in the end, you're not thinking about the how. You are in gratitude and you are in appreciation because you are who you want to be and you have what you want to have. That's why they say don't worry about the how. Because if you're living in the end, there's no how. You don't care about the how because you got what you got. You got what you wanted. You got your stuff. So that is what living in the end is. Make it a game. Go to the grocery store, or let's say you're manifesting money. Living in the end or acting as if is not going to Dior and Chanel and Louis Vuitton and getting into credit card debt and maxing your credit card out because you can't afford it. Living in the end would be, you can still go to those same stores, Chanel, Dior, whatever, or you could go to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, wherever. You can go wherever. Just in your mind to yourself, I love how wealthy I am. I love that I can always buy what I want. I love that money is always overflowing in my bank account. Oh, what is that sound? Oh, it's another check clearing. I love that, money just flows to me. I'm just a money magnet. I always have more than enough than I need. Wow. When I walk down the street, everybody's like, girl, that girl is so wealthy. That is what living in the end is. It's not doing anything weird in your actual life. It's in your mind being the version of you that has what you want. That is what living in the end is. And if you live in the end more than you don't, because again, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to detach from reality. You don't have to be delusional. You just have to be intentional with who you are choosing to be in your own mind. It's an internal mind game. It's nothing to do with the outside world. If you continue to do that in your own mind, you will make evident. It's like the saying, I forgot who said it, but before the world sees it, the mind must imagine it. Everything you see, everything that is evident, aka manifested in our world, was first a thought. It was an idea. It was in somebody's imagination. If you're watching this on your computer, somebody thought of a laptop before a laptop ever existed. Somebody thought of the phone. Somebody thought of the Wi-Fi. Somebody thought of the app. Somebody thought of whatever it is. Everything originated in the mind before it was made evident in the physical world. My sweater, my jewelry, my everything, whatever you have on yourself, your clothes, whatever you're wearing, that was a thought in somebody's mind before it manifested and made itself evident in the physical world. So why would that not be the same for your own life? So if you want something to be made evident, to manifest for you, it has to start with the mind. That's also why Neville says there is no one to change but self. And all that means is when you change the version that you're being within yourself, aka within your own mind, within your own imagination, that is when it will be made evident, manifest in the actual tangible world. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'll do some more videos on how to get into the living in the end state and how to get in the acting as if state in tangible, practical ways that don't feel delusional, that don't feel crazy, that don't feel you have to detach from reality, because that's not what manifestation is. Manifestation is getting back to your own power that you have to design the life that you want, because you do have the power to do that. That's what manifestation is. So for me, the easiest and the most fun and the quickest way to manifest your life and anything you want is living in the end. And that is an internal mind game. Just literally think the thoughts of the version of you who already has what you want, who already is who you want to be. If you walk by the mirror, instead of saying, oh, I need to lose 5 pounds, oh, I need to gain some curves, walk by the mirror and speak to yourself as if you would, act as if you would if you had the perfect body. Oh, I love my curves. Oh, look at that. I look so good. I'm so beautiful. Yes, girl. This is good. Oh, blah, 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 blah. That's all it is. That's all it is. All right, you guys. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. And if it was and you need more guidance, check out our courses down below. We have courses on manifestation, self-love, lifestyle design. We have a free self-love guide. Join our Patreon, shop our merch, subscribe, like, and share. And I'll be doing more videos on manifestation, particularly on just really breaking it down in ways that make sense, in ways that you can actually use in your life in a very practical way. So with that, you guys, take care of yourself and each other. All right? I love you. Bye.
Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon.